did Jack just... Did he just do that? Did he just go on full-on beast mode in this episode? Did he really just go on full savage mode? Like, what? This guy in this episode just freaking demolished every single one of Aku's henchmen. Every single one. He killed one in the last episode, took all 6 out in this episode. Dude, what the fuck? Well, at least as far as what we know of due to this cliffhanger. Because of the fact, we did see several of them go down, of course. Several of them, he killed them. However, the ones on the platform in which he was on, at the very end of this episode, that he kicked off the cliff, so to speak, they could still be alive, somehow. And the reason why I say that is because, well, he fell off the cliff as well, and we know that his story is still yet to be told. It has not ended yet, so of course he's still gonna be alive, you know. But what we know right now is that if he is down there, he is possibly alive. So why wouldn't, you know, the others down there that he kicked off be alive? You get what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, this episode was probably the best episode of Samurai Jack Season 5 by far. Just what Jack did in this episode, holy shit, that was phenomenal. Now, besides the factor of the fights and all that play out in this episode, we actually see that previously, in the beginning of this episode, we see that Jack is still recovering from his injuries with the white wolf that we saw in the last episode. And it's weird because in episode 2 I did a review and analysis on what the white wolf symbolizes, and that is innocence. But then again, I was kind of correct on my assumption as to, you know, how it is related to innocence. And what I said in episode 2 of my review is that because of the white wolf represents innocence and how it almost, I guess, technically got killed off, you know, it's pretty much the death of innocence. That's what I titled my episode 2 review. If you haven't watched it, I definitely recommend you go watch my episode 2 review of Samurai Jack. Now, in this episode where we see the white wolf coming to Jack, it is actually alive, surprisingly. However, it is stained with blood, just like Samurai Jack. And speaking about Jack's blood, he bled a shit ton out in this episode. I'm surprised the guy is still alive. Like, holy shit. Like, he was bleeding out. But anyway, I digress. When it comes to the white wolf, how it was stained in blood, pretty much it was symbolizing the death of innocence. So it turns out my speculation was correct, because the innocent white wolf, white representing innocence, was stained with blood. So the death of innocence right there. And also, you know, halfway in this episode, we saw Aku's henchmen, the 6 warriors now of, you know, Aku. They were witnessing Mother Nature and creatures, something that they have never been, you know, aware of before. They've been so encapsulated in that occult that as soon as the day that they were born, they were brought up to train and kill for their master Aku. That was their only set goal. They only know that much about, you know, the outside world, besides being in that cult. So to see them witnessing Mother Nature for the very first time was awestrucking for them. They even said, like, what is going on here? I don't know. I don't like it, you know, what is going on, you know? So, you know, because of the fact that they said that, and because of the fact that they are witnessing Mother Nature play out for the very first time, just shows you how innocent they are. If they have never, you know, been related to Aku, they never would have been trained in order to kill Jack, and thus wouldn't have been killed entirely. So that alone just shows you how even more morbid, you know, Samurai Jack has become. Because now Samurai Jack is actually faced with, you know, the task of actually killing people now. He's killed millions of robots, and I've even stated in this before in my episode 2 review. I'm like, damn, he actually killed a human for once. And we see, you know, old Jack appear, which, by the way, old Jack is fucking weird. Like, holy shit, he is definitely not the Jack I used to know. But he is like, yo, what are you gonna do about this? How are you going to survive if they come after you? You're gonna have to kill these humans. They're coming after you. They are going to kill you. In order to survive, you have to kill. And like I stated before, the wolf also appearing to Jack is stained with innocence. Jack, who was once this pure, you know, guy who would never fight off, you know, humans. He would do whatever it would take in order to protect them. He wouldn't kill an innocent. He's technically killing innocents in this, you know, series now for the sake of his own survival. It has come down to that point. He has no other choice. So it's not only taking away, you know, the enemies of Jack's, the enemies of their innocence, the 7 warriors for Aku, but it's also taking away his innocence as well as to, you know, his overall morality. But yeah, seeing Jack just freaking tear shit apart in this episode, and just seeing the White Wolf and Jack caring for one another, that was actually a cool moment, and also several parts of it I found kind of funny as well. But just this episode alone, it was morbid. It was really morbid, but yet so fucking sick. Jack has killed several, you know, humans for the very first time in his life, and it's come to that now. He even had to go as far as to, you know, acknowledging that he cannot run away from his, you know, set goal. If he wants to defeat Aku, get back into, you know, the past, he's gonna have to make some sacrifices. And this is when he remembers at a very young age, young Jack, of his father, you know, tearing apart those people as well. If he, you know, were to, you know, not protect his family, they would all die. So in order to protect his family, he had to kill. And that's exactly what Jack is doing right here. In order to survive, you have no other choice but to kill. And that's what it's come down to. So I found that this episode was very cool, and it turns out that, you know, the death of innocence sort of thing that I did an analysis for in episode 2 turns out to be right. But yeah, this episode was great. Can't wait to see the next episode in this series. I mean, the soundtrack was just amazing. The freaking fight sequences, the choreography was, holy shit, it was amazing. Especially when those, you know, 3 girls ended up morphing out, and then Jack just fucking wrecking shit, you know, just him spinning around, like, holy shit. These fight sequences in season 5 of Jack, like, holy crap, man. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below on what you guys thought about this episode of Samurai Jack Season 5. Definitely let me know. Thank you all for watching. I will catch you all in my next video.